Feeling is, oh my gosh, how lucky were we? How unbelievably lucky. Bye-bye, my sweet.
One more speaker, the chronicler of Irish America, the Bard of Albany, National Book Award winner and Pulitzer Prize winner, and one of America's greatest living authors, William Kennedy. And as soon as Bill is finished, we'll have a final musical send-off led by that amazing scholar, musician, and all-around mensch, Mick Maloney. Bill Kennedy.
Everybody here tonight has been behaving as if Frank McCourt were dead. But I don't think so. We were friends for 25 years, and he came to Albany too many times to count, twice to the New York State Writers Institute, the last time in 2006 when he drew 2,000 people twice in one day, and with 500 turn away the second time. We'd gone with him and Ellen to Ireland and Saratoga and the Adirondacks and Cuba, and we'd see him in New York when it wasn't raining on our lives. And I was on my way to Manhattan in July 2005 when I got this note from him. And he was begging off from our meeting because of physical trouble. The divil came in the form of melanoma on the leg. I had 2 dramatic incisions, and the PET scan now says I'm 50-50 in the clear. We'd met for the first time January 4, 1984, when he and Malachi and a dozen other writers, critics, talkers, and drinkers came to Albany for lunch. This was actually a meeting of the First Friday Club, which Terry Moran has told us about in good detail, and when it was an event that Governor Mario Cuomo took note of by proclaiming the first Friday of January hereafter to be First Friday Day. By coincidence, Mario's speechwriter was Peter Quinn, who was a member of the First Friday Club. As Terry told us, the club promoted midday drinking while talking and perhaps eating by members, and on this day in 1984, I heard Frank McCourt talk for the first time, and I was totally convulsed. I rushed to say that my convulsion was caused in great part also by Malachi. Our lunch lasted from noon to 4 o'clock when Frank called a taxi to get the New York train to keep a heavy date. And the taxi came, but Frank was telling a story, and someone who decided he shouldn't leave sent the taxi away. And so Frank had to keep talking until the 6:30 train. I never laughed so hard for so long, and in retaliation I told a few stories and passed muster and became a First Friday Club member. And then on March 4th, 1996, Frank sent me a letter. Do you realize it's 12 years since the First Friday Club pilgrimated to your side at an Italian restaurant in Albany, that you've published a number of books since then while the rest of us, Peter Quinn accepted, sat on our arses and talked about writing books? I myself couldn't stand it any longer, so I wrote a book, and I'm sending you a copy for perusal and perhaps a blurb note. That's if you like the book, of course. If you don't like it, we have a special place for the negative notes, and it's usually not on the book jacket. I haven't seen you in ages. Will we see you ever again at a First Friday gathering? Your membership is not in danger. First Fridayites are like the mafiosi. Once you're in, the only way out is the grave. So I gave a blurb to the book, which Frank called Angela's Ashes, and I said he was a wizard, and that his writing was about his boyhood in poverty and family pain in Limerick was as real as a stab in the heart. And I said its language and its narrative grace were that of a fine novel, which is the highest praise I can offer a prose work. And I was not alone in my view. The whole world loved Frank's book. It sold in the zillions, and his life changed radically. Nothing happened to me till I was 66, he said. And he turned up in all the gossip columns, the talk shows, the celeb circuit. He dined with royalty and movie stars, was in demand as a speaker on cruises, and even became writer in residence at a posh London hotel, a plum assignment I'd never heard the likes of before. When he had dinner with Bill Clinton, people would ask, "Who's that guy sitting with Frank?" Frank had been trying for years to turn his old diaries into a novel, but he couldn't make it work. And then he found a voice that sounded like the child he remembered being, and he let the boy talk. And the talk captivated the world. Listen to that boy watching Protestant girls going to church. I feel sorry for them, especially the girls who are so lovely. They have such beautiful white teeth. I feel sorry for the beautiful Protestant girls. They're doomed. That's what the priests tell us. Outside the Catholic Church, there is no salvation. Outside the Catholic Church, there is nothing but doom. And I want to save them. Protestant girl, come with me to the true church. You'll be saved and you won't have to have the doom. After Mass on Sunday, I go with my friend Billy Campbell to watch them play croquet on the lovely lawn beside their church on Barrington Street. Croquet is a Protestant game. They hit the ball with the puck and puck again, and they laugh. I wonder how they can laugh, or don't they even know they're doomed? I feel sorry for them, and I say, "Billy, what's the use of playing croquet when you're doomed?" And he says, "Frankie, what's the use of not playing croquet when you're doomed?" Well, Frank was very good on doom, but I don't think it's in the cards for his big book. That silver-tongued boy from Limerick is still in very good voice, and I believe he'll be talking to us for years down the road. Doom may lurk out there for the Protestants, but not for Frank McCourt.